guys, welcome back. So today I am going to be talking about not Chanel products. Weird, right? But you guys know I've been trying to branch out for a long time now, and I figured I did talk about Tom Ford like once upon a time ago, and like I said, I want to branch out. So I want to talk about other products that I feel are absolutely worth your time and buy and purchase, because I know the market right now is super saturated and beauty videos are everywhere. So I know a lot of people are very familiar with brands like Tarte and Too Faced and Urban Decay. So those are very, very popular brands. And I wanted to talk about brands that don't have as much exposure, brands that are a little more exclusive when it comes to their PR. So they don't get as much influencer exposure, and I just really wanted to talk about some products, Tom Ford being one of those products. And plus Tom Ford's price range is a little higher than most. So I understand when people are a little hesitant about, you know, walking up to the counter and trying a couple products and seeing if it's really worth their money, because I know the average lipstick retails for, you know, about 20 bucks. And a Tom Ford lipstick retails for more than double that price. So I just wanted to just come here and talk about a couple of Tom Ford must-have beauty products. So these are products that I feel are definitely worth the money, that I feel you should definitely invest in. Like if you were ever interested in any Tom Ford products, these would be good and safe segue products for you to try, so that you don't go in thinking, oh my god, like crap, like I'm about to spend like 80 bucks and I'm not even sure if I'm gonna like it. So these are my personal product recommendations, and all the things I'm about to show you guys know I love it because I bought it. I never worked for Tom Ford. I never worked for the brand, so I was never gifted any of these products. So, you know, these products I purchased with my own money. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is their eyebrow pencil. So there are a lot of eyebrow pencils on the market. I know Anastasia is the queen of brows, and her brow products have been reigning supreme for a really long time. And even for a long time, I used Anastasia because, I mean, everybody used Anastasia. Like, I mean, they have such good color range. So everybody was using Anastasia, and I don't know, for some reason, like I liked it, but I didn't love it. And then I used Chanel. I worked for the brand, so I'm like, okay, let me use, you know, my brand's, you know, product. So I use Chanel. I'm like, okay, I like it, but there's something about it that I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. So I like my eyebrows to be filled in where it doesn't look too warm, but it doesn't look too ashy. And I feel like Tom Ford's brow pencil did just that. So their mechanism has a very similar shape to the Anastasia brow definer. It has like that wider slanted tip as opposed to the super fine point of the Brow Wiz. So it has a standard product. On one side it is an automatic twist up, and then on the other side it does have a spoolie. But I feel like what sets this product apart is the very clever and ingenious mechanism of an included sharpener. So as far as I know, there are no other brow pencils on the market that includes a sharpener for a shape like this. So every brow product that has a shape like this, it gets dull on you, so you're encouraged to sharpen it with like a paper or something where you have to kind of just like scrape it off and shave it off yourself. So this product you just twist right out, and the shape of it is a V. So this V shape in the sharpener, you are meant to go ahead and place your product right in here and move it back and forth, and it actually sharpens it for you so that you're able to get a sharp tip with each use. And I feel like this was such, like, it was a big reason why I purchased this brow pencil. Also, I mean, my friend worked for the brand, so I was like, you know, yeah, you're right, you know, I'll give it a try. Like, it's expensive, but I'll give it a try. And I feel like what really sold me was the fact that it has a sharpener, because I mean, no other brow pencil has a sharpener unless you're buying like a traditional sharpen one that comes with an actual sharpener. The Brow Wiz, the fine tipped one, it doesn't come with a sharpener, and anything else on the market that has this shape doesn't come with a sharpener. So you have to, you know, just scrape it against a blank sheet of paper, and I feel like that's a waste of product. As opposed to this one, it comes with a sharpener. You know, move it back and forth, and it sharpens it for you. It gives you like a nice and precise application so that you don't have like a dull point to work with every time you apply your brows. Unfortunately, it only comes in about 4 colors. I think it comes in like blonde, taupe, chestnut, and like ebony or something like that. But my favorite one is number 2, taupe. And I think this one is the most versatile because I have been using this eyebrow pencil for ever. If I'm not doing a tutorial on camera where I'm showcasing a specific brow pencil day to day, this is my brow pencil that I use every single day. I use it constantly. It is my go-to when I travel. This is the same one I used when I was a brunette, and this was the same one that I'm still using as a blonde. So this one just has enough warmth but enough ashiness that, you know, where you're able to transition between colors. And I feel like this one is just like the most universal one. It's gonna work for the most skin colors and the most hair colors. I don't know, I just love this one. And another tidbit about this one is that it does come with a spare cartridge. Say you reach the end of your eyebrow pencil, all you have to do is pop this off, this whole thing off, and it comes with a spare cartridge. So, I mean, in essence, you're getting 2 brow pencils for the price of one. The packaging comes like this. It comes in your traditional Tom Ford packaging, and like I said, it comes with a brow pencil that already has a cartridge inside as well as a spare cartridge, and this retails for $52. So in essence, you're kind of getting 2 for the price of one, and if you divide $52, that's what, $26? So that's about the price of one pencil. $52 for an eyebrow pencil, I know sounds ridiculous, but you're getting a spare. So you're technically getting 2 for the price of $52, which is about $26 each, which is a standard price for a brow pencil on the market, I feel. So I feel like the Tom Ford brow pencil is a definite must-have, and it is just the best one out there. Honestly, if I had to choose one eyebrow pencil for the rest of my life, it would be the Tom Ford one, because that's the only one I use every day anyway. Also, I forgot to say this in the beginning, but on my nails, I'm wearing Essie's Ladylike, and on my lips, I am wearing MAC Strip Down with Chanel Mary Rose and the clear gloss on top. And next is the Eye Definer Liquid Pen, and I did talk about this in my last video. And I absolutely love this eyeliner pen. This is, I think, my second one. So it is a double-sided, and it is a very heavy, it's very weighted. It's a very heavy liquid liner. But the reason why this one is my favorite one, one besides the fact that it's, you know, dual tipped, so you have a longer, more, you know, just like a longer, bigger brush felt tip applicator on this side. But on the other side, you also have an itty bitty one, just in case you want more precise, more detailed work. So you have options, which I like. I mean, I love having options, but also, you know, just the fact that this one has 2 chambers in it. So the 2 tips don't share a chamber. The chamber is actually split in 2, so each tip has its own chamber. So even though, you know, you run out of ink on one side, the other side, you're not gonna run out of ink. So that way, I mean, again, I feel like this one, even though it's a little expensive, you're still technically getting 2 for the price of 1. There aren't a lot of double-sided liquid liners out there, and usually the double-sided liquid liners out there do share 1 ink cartridge. So it's a little, you know, tricky for ink disbursement when it has 2 sides like this, but for them to go ahead and, you know, divide the chambers into 2 so that each felt tip applicator can have its own cartridge, I feel like it's, again, I feel like it's really ingenious. And so, I mean, I really appreciate the technicalities and the technology behind Tom Ford's products, and that's why these products, I feel, are so worth it, because of the care and just like the added little nuances that come with each product. I personally enjoy. I feel like they really thought about the consumer when they created this liner and the eyebrow pencil. Like, you know, they just included something that other people on the market just didn't go ahead and take that initiative in doing. So in terms of use of this, I love it. I feel like it has the darkest line and it stays on the longest. I have hooded eyes, like, and I have hooded Asian eyes as that. It was really important for me to find a liquid liner that was going to have a felt tip, that was going to give me a precise application each time. The longer, you know, the longer side of the felt tip, it is, you know, long, but it's not too long where I'm not able to maneuver it as I need. I feel like it's a perfect length where you have the perfect amount of control, where if you want to wing out an eyeliner, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It just gives you the perfect amount of control, and it's perfect for those who are beginners who aren't used to using a liquid liner, because some felt tip application brushes are a little too long and they're a little too flimsy. This one, it's not too stiff, it's not too flimsy, it's perfect. And then the smaller, more defined one, it gives you more control over your cat eye. So for me, I only give myself like a very slight baby wing liner when I want to wing my eyeliner. It's not very often, but it gives me the most amount of control, and it just gives me more confidence when I wing out my eyeliner with that itty bitty brush, just because I feel like I just have more control over it. I don't know, I just feel like this liner yields the best winged liner results and just the best liquid liner results on the market. Okay, so now I am a very picky bitch when it comes to bronzer. I am very, very picky. I don't like that warm terracotta bronzer that's, you know, on trend nowadays. Like, that's just not me. I actually like my bronzers a little more cool, almost ashy, borderline looking bruisey. I don't know, like, it just looks better on me. Terracotta bronzers just don't look good on me. So the Tom Ford bronzer in number 2 Terra is the perfect bronzer. So it does come in a bigger size. I just got the smaller one because I'm poor, but even the smaller one has lasted a really long time. I use it at least twice a week. It is my bronzer of choice. Right up, you know, it's right up there with my other usual bronzers, but this one is one of my favorite ones. It's the perfect bronzer. It looks good on so many people. It's not too warm and it's not too cool. It's good for those people who are kind of like me, where they're like, I don't know, like, you know, orangey terracotta bronzer is just not for me. This one, you can use it for contour and you can use it for bronzer. It's good for just warming up your face, but it's also good for sculpting because of its duality. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. So it's able to create that shadow, but it's also able to just warm up your face in certain areas. It's super smooth. It's not chalky. It's not choppy. It is more expensive for what it is. I know the standard bronzer out there is about like 30-40 bucks. I think this mini one does retail for about 30-40 bucks, but I know its like bigger counterpart retails for about like 70. So it is kind of expensive for a bronzer, but it is absolutely worth it. I've had this for a couple years now, and I think about 3 years, and I still haven't hit pan on it. And I love this stuff. So, I mean, I suggest you guys all go and give it a try and see how it works on your skin, but I definitely recommend it. Come on, let's go. Good girl. She's not behaving, guys. Tofu, say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. You always, oh, there you are. Say hi. You always show the most attitude when you're on camera. She just got a haircut. Oh, she's heavy. Come on. Sit down, behave, be a good girl. She's gonna be on my lap for the remainder of the video, guys. Okay, next item. Again, this one kind of surprised me when I picked it up, because I was like, okay, there's so many of them on the market. Like, what's so special about this one? But this one is the Skin Illuminating Powder Duo in the color Moonlight. It is a highlighter. So this highlighter, it just, again, I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. It looks so good. Even when I have a tan, when I don't have a tan, there's just something about this highlighter that's so worth it. So I mix the two of them together to give myself, you know, the color that I desire. But when I'm a little lighter than usual, I add a little more of this. When I'm a little darker, I'll add a little more of this. This duo, you know, highlighter just kind of makes things a little easier for me in terms of highlighting and how I want my highlight to look. If I don't want it to look too stark white, if I don't want it to look too warm and a little too muddy, I don't know, I feel like it just gives me a really good amount of control over my highlight, and it just gives you, I don't know, it looks smooth where it doesn't look glittery, it's not chunky, and it's not too intense. I feel like a lot of highlighters on the market nowadays are just too intense. Like, nobody's highlight needs to look that crazy. Like, I don't need to be beaming to blind satellites. Like, I just want something where I look nice and glowy and healthy, but I still want people to see it. Like, I don't want it to look too natural, but still, this one's buildable. You have the option where you could apply it very lightly and make it look very natural, or if you want it to be blinding, you can always add a little Fix Plus and just make it poppin'. But again, really, really beautiful. I know it retails for quite a bit of money. It retails for $85, which I know you're kind of like, what the hell? Like, $85 for a highlighter? That's crazy. But if you think about it, again, there are two highlighters in here. If you divide that price in half, that's about $44-ish, 43. I did my math wrong, I'm bad. So yeah, it's about like a little over $40 per highlight, which again, kind of expensive, but I mean, okay, I need to just stop justifying these prices. These prices are what they are. It's $85, okay? Like $85 for this duo of highlighter, but as you can see, the pan it's quite large. It's pretty much it's like the size of half my face. So, I mean, it's a big compact. It's gonna last you a long time, but this product is kind of, it's worth your trial. It's worth your time to take a look at. It's just one of these products where, I don't know, like it's special. Like if I ever run out of this, which I don't even know if I will run out of it, I am gonna rebuy it just because it's a really pretty highlight. It lasts a long time. It's a good formula. It works really well. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is the cream shadow powder duo. So this one has, as the name suggests, a cream shadow on the bottom. Oops, and I just dropped that on tofu. So cream shadow on the bottom, and when you put that lid back on and you flip the top, you have an eyeshadow on top. I have two of them. So I have a Golden Peach and I have a Young Adonis. It does come in other colors, but I felt like these were enough. And they retail for $62. So in essence, this one I feel I can justify because you get a single shadow on top and you have a cream shadow on the bottom. That's two whole products, and the single shadow on top does last a really long time, and the pigmentation is kind of crazy. Like that was one swatch. Like it's pretty intense for what it is. It's nice and foiled, and it is super, super shiny. And that was Golden Peach, and same goes for Young Adonis. Like I haven't had any issues with these eyeshadows. If you want a very intense lid color, these are going to deliver beyond your belief. It's just so metallic, and it's so pigmented, and it's so beautiful. The staying power on the cream shadows are amazing. I like to use it as a base sometimes if I'm not going to be wearing a lot of makeup or I just want like a simple eye. The base is great. Or sometimes if you want a simple eye, what you can do is you just take one of these, you use the cream all over your lid, top and bottom lash line, and then you just take a bit of the powder eyeshadow and pop a little bit on your center, and that gives you a multi-dimensional look without the time and the effort. Last and final thing that I'm going to be talking about, which probably won't come as a surprise to you guys, but it's a Tom Ford fragrance. So Tom Ford has a variety of fragrances. I myself own 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm not gonna lie, these are pretty expensive, but they're worth it because Tom Ford fragrances are very specific. There's no way you can ever mistake a Tom Ford fragrance for anything else. I mean, some fragrances out there, they kind of use maybe the same perfumer, or they'll use very similar notes. I don't know. I feel like a lot of fragrances, they're not very distinguished, but a Tom Ford fragrance is very distinguishable. You can always tell immediately when it's Tom Ford. There's always something very unique about it. I know they're very expensive. This one is a 100 ml and it retails for, I believe, $320. I know it's around the $300 mark. It's expensive for what it is, but it's so worth it. The staying power on these, amazing. It's the formulation, the thought process behind it, just the story, everything, amazing. I can't say that I like all of the Tom Ford fragrances. I mean, I only own 4, and those are the only 4 that I've ever liked. All of the other ones are a little too spicy for me. And again, I'm not a pro at Tom Ford, so I can't give you guys like the full insight and the full detail, but all of the fragrances are unisex. Men, women, you can use it. My brother and I share the Tom Ford fragrances. Much to my disappointment, they were not meant for sharing, but my brother does enjoy the fragrances that I bought. I do own Jasmine Rouge, I have Neroli Portofino, I have Fleur de Portofino, and I have Soleil Blanc. Some of them might smell more feminine, some of them more masculine. It just depends, but honestly, it's meant for everybody. If you like how it smells, just go ahead and use it. His fragrances are so nuanced, and there's something very special about them that goes several layers deep. You know, the fragrances are all very thought out. There's so many intricate notes in these, that just make it so special and so, like I said, distinguishable. It's one of those fragrances that stops people in their tracks because it kind of takes you by surprise, and I like that. My first one was Jasmine Rouge, and it holds a very special place in my heart just because it's a fragrance that I would typically not wear at all, but there's something about it that just, it's so special. Like, I love jasmine, so just the fact that it has jasmine in it, I mean, that's probably what got me, but there are so many other notes in there that it's sweeter and spicier than what I would typically go for. And this I wouldn't describe as a very spicy fragrance at all, but there's something about it that just will capture your attention. And when you go to Tom Ford, you will find a fragrance to your liking. I feel like everybody needs to have at least one Tom Ford fragrance in their collection. It's a little expensive, but I promise you it is so worth the money. So with that being said, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know you're probably wondering like, hey, why didn't you talk about the lipsticks? Like, why didn't you talk about like, you know, anything else? Like, why didn't you talk about nail polishes? Because I didn't feel like the lipsticks are worth $54. Well, when I bought them, they were $54. I think they went up in price. I think they might be like $56, $58 by now. So I just don't think any lipstick should be that costly. I do own quite a number of them, and I will do a separate video on them for you guys, but I don't consider a Tom Ford lipstick a must-have. I don't consider a Tom Ford nail polish a must-have because there are a bunch of other brands that will offer you just as good of pigmentation, just as good of color and finish and, you know, shine and smell. I feel like a lot of other companies will give you the same quality for a cheaper price. With these products that I just showed you guys, I feel like they're unique and they are justified the price. Eyebrow pencil, you know, it's the best eyebrow pencil, and it comes with a sharpener and it comes with 2 cartridges. Again, I feel like $54 for 2 eyebrow pencils in Essence, not bad. The liquid liner, you're basically getting 2 liquid liners for the price of 1, and for the quality of the actual liner, it's fantastic. The eyeshadow pot, the cream and single shadow duo, again, I know $60, but if you divide that cost in 2, it's about $30 a pop. $30 for a cream shadow, $30 for a single shadow. I feel like it's justifiable. You know, the bronzer, really good bronzer, and the highlighter, it is a really good highlighter. Again, it comes with 2 big ones that you can mix and match. Again, you know, of course there are other products out there that are cheaper. You're gonna be like, okay, well, you know, like Tarte sells their highlighter for much cheaper and you get like 3. I know. And again, I know there are other products out there that are cheaper. If you were ever curious about Tom Ford and you wanted to invest in a couple products, I feel like these were products that were gonna be worth your money, that were gonna be worth your time and gonna be worth your effort, and gonna be worth your try and worth your buy. Like, these were, I felt like these products were worth their price and their cost. Even with their fragrance, I know it's expensive, but when you wear it, like, you are gonna feel different and people are gonna look at you differently, not in a bad way, because they're gonna wanna know what you're wearing. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my little deviation from my usual Chanel videos. Let me know if there are other brands that you guys want me to talk about, because I have other brands that I can talk about, and I do want to talk about other brands, and I am going to start branching out onto other brands. So whatever you guys want to know, whatever you guys want to hear, whatever you guys want to see, whatever you guys want me to try, let me know. And I do want my channel to be a little more skincare oriented. So any skincare that you guys want to try and we're curious about, that you want me to give an in-depth review on or just like explain a little further on, I am more than happy. I can even do comparisons if you guys want. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your questions, comments, concerns down below. You guys know how to reach me. If you guys have any direct questions, I'm always more than happy to answer. I'm more than happy to interact with you guys. I am doing this. Lately things have been looking up and I am just happier than usual to be on camera, and I hope that's, you know, you guys can feel my vibe if you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye.